Have you ever felt like opening your heart to your family just brings more confusion, judgment, or even hurt than relief? If you're over 65, you're not alone. At this stage of life, we carry decades of memories, wisdom, and wounds. And sometimes, the peace we crave doesn't come from sharing everything, but from knowing what not to share. In today's video, we're going to talk about 6 personal truths that, for the sake of your peace, are often better kept to yourself. These aren't about keeping secrets out of fear, they're about protecting your mental health, your dignity, and your freedom to live life on your terms. Let's start with the first one. Don't share how much money you really have or don't have. Money is one of the most personal and potentially explosive topics in any family. Once people know how much you've saved, inherited, or plan to leave behind, it can change how they treat you, sometimes without them even realizing it. Take Bernard, 76, from Madison, Wisconsin. He made the mistake of showing his daughter his retirement account after she asked about her inheritance. "I just wanted her to feel secure," he said, but from that moment on, every conversation turned into a suggestion or a request about how he should spend it. "I lost my peace. I lost my privacy." Now he politely changes the subject, his finances, his freedom. Now the second secret, don't confess regrets they can't understand. Of course, sharing your life lessons is part of your legacy, but deeply personal regrets, especially the kind your children or grandchildren can't relate to, often backfire. Helen, 72, from Sacramento, California, once opened up to her son about a love she lost in her 20s and how she always wondered, what if, instead of sympathy, he felt hurt, even betrayed. "It made him question if we were enough," she explained. Some truths are sacred not because they're shameful, but because they're from a time and place no one else can truly revisit. If the regret doesn't heal but reopens wounds or causes confusion, maybe it belongs in a journal, not at the dinner table. Before we go on to the next, let me ask you something. Have you ever shared something personal, thinking it would bring you closer, only to feel misunderstood or even judged? If that resonates with you, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. And if you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more people who need to hear this kind of wisdom. Let's move to the third point. Don't tell your family every health scare. Of course, if something serious happens, they should know. But constantly sharing every ache, pain, or new test result can make you a source of worry, not strength. Edward, 81, from Jacksonville, Florida, used to call his son every week with updates about his blood pressure, his knees, his back. "I thought he cared," Edward said. But one day he snapped and said, "Dad, I can't do this every day." It hurt, but it opened Edward's eyes. Now he focuses on his wellness routines, shares only major updates, and keeps a health journal for himself. As he puts it, "I'd rather be seen as resilient than fragile." Fourth on our list, don't reveal every detail about family conflicts from the past. Maybe you had a falling out with a sibling or a painful childhood experience. While honesty can bring closure, unloading decades-old wounds can also pass on pain instead of wisdom. Linda, 69, from Spokane, Washington, told her grandson about her father's alcoholism, thinking it would help him understand why she never talked about her childhood. Instead, he started seeing his whole family through that lens. "I didn't want him to carry that weight," she admitted. Some stories are better shared with care, or not at all, especially when the intention is healing, not transferring burdens. And here's the fifth secret. Don't share your fears about dying too often. This is perhaps the hardest of all. When we talk about death repeatedly, especially with family who love us, it can create anxiety, sadness, or even resentment. Margaret, 75, from Richmond, Virginia, found herself talking constantly about her funeral wishes, her will, what should happen to the house. Her daughter, overwhelmed, finally asked her to stop. "I realized I was trying to control what I couldn't," she said. Now, Margaret has written down everything in one place, communicated the essentials once, and focuses her conversations on living, not leaving. Now for the sixth, and maybe the most personal truth, don't share who you secretly feel disappointed by. We all carry quiet heartaches, family members we hoped would show up more, children who drifted away, or people we quietly feel let us down. But voicing those feelings can create wounds that never heal. Samuel, 78, from Grand Rapids, Michigan, told his niece during a family dinner that he felt disappointed by how little his eldest son visited him. He just nodded and looked away, Samuel recalled, and things were never the same again. That night created a silence in the family that still lingers. Holding on to that truth doesn't mean denying your pain. It means choosing when, where, and whether it serves peace to speak it aloud. Some disappointments are better transformed through forgiveness, not confrontation. Let's pause here. These lessons aren't about silence, they're about strategy. You have a right to your story, your emotions, your past, but you also have a right to peace. And sometimes, peace means choosing which parts of yourself you share, and which parts you hold gently, privately as your own. If you've ever felt the relief of not oversharing, let us know in the comments. These boundaries are a gift, not just to others, but to yourself. And if you're still watching, thank you. You're part of a community that values wisdom, self-respect, and aging with grace. So what do you think? Have you shared something you wish you hadn't? Or held back something that kept your peace? Drop your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone you care about. And above all, remember this: not everything has to be spoken to be understood.